Welcome to another video on my Raspberry Pi 2 running Ubuntu Linux as well as the robot operating system, which is not operating system but a messaging service with publisher and subscriber. And as you can see, a breadboard with electronics and a photonic transistor and a switch. These are from fischertechnik, and last time I managed to create a voltage divider so that the voltage that is coming from this photo-transistor is safely is transferred to safe voltage to the GPIO. Last time I finally got it to work in such a way that when I shine the light on the transistor and I press the switch, it is being detected. If I don't press the switch, it won't work. So, in order to see if it indeed does work, if it still works, I am starting everything, and right now you see everything 0 because I am not pressing the switch. Now I press the switch and you see now is V block, and I shine on the transistor and that should become pass, but apparently yes, and I remove the light, it changes to block, and now it says pass, and now it says block and pass again. I release the switch and it is gone. I press it, it says pass. Remove the light, it says block. So this is indeed how it works right now. So it is dependent on the robot operating system in that way, and the question is, what can I do with it? Well, effectively you could make bigger circuit, because now you say, okay, something is or pass or block, but when something is pass or block, you can do something else naturally. And the big question is, what exactly can you do? And there lies a little bit of the problem, because a transistor is just a electronic digital switch. I did try earlier on an LDR, a light dependent resistor, which is, by the way, for example, this. The only thing is, a resistor is by default an analog device. So driving a resistor would be nice if I could use its value, which I can't because a GPIO is digital. So I need an analog to digital converter, which I don't have yet. What more can I do? Well, as you can see, there's a little LED burning when I press the switch, so I can do it like this, that upon pressing putting some light on the transistor, I might run a motor or something like that. Now there is a little bit of a point, because how do I drive that motor? How do I engage it? I could also try to drive an LED, another LED, and that is much nicer, much less voltage needed. So now this is only the signaling of the switch, and by doing this I could do that. So let's extend the hardware circuit. Right, I did create a new part of the circuit, which goes from here, green connector, brown wire, green connector, and then some jump wires to an LED connected to mass. The only thing is, I have yet to program it. So that I will do here. It is pin 22, so I have to set up pin 22 as a GPIO out, and then as a result of this I will have to say something like GPIO output 22 is true. So let's say GPIO dot output 22 being true, and then say as sleep for 1 second, seems fair, and then out. Output 22 false. So let's see how that works out. First I have to stop the subscriber, then save this, and then start it again. Now initially it won't probably do anything, not even like this, and now I see there's a bit of a wiring mistake. Yes, that was a wiring mistake, but it runs again, and now it is all about this LED. So if I now press the switch and I shine, there should be some light. Only point is I don't see anything. So let's verify. Using a screwdriver as an indicator. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. No, yeah, 20, 22. That seems about right. Next question, is that LED correct? That is a very legit question. And let's see if when I replace this LED with this one, and that should be like this. Does it have to have another resistor next to it? Not quite likely, because it is an output, and this is an output as well, but this goes straight, this doesn't go straight to an LED either, just via a resistor. So let's do the same thing. This goes like here, and here I put a resistor in it. You never know. Let's try again, but this time with another. Does this work? I have to say, I don't see anything happen. Now on the screen you say pass, but that's all I see as well. So is everything indeed working the way it should? This is correct, that is correct, that is correct, that is correct, everything is connected. That means that I will have to test 2 LEDs now. Alright, circuit does work, but this LED is a bit flaky. So if I press this switch, shine the light, then you can on screen in lower terminal see that it says V pass. Well, that's a good one. However, if I now touch this LED, you should be able to see it burn. And let me turn the light away. So hopefully this will work. And now you can see a faint glow. So yes, that means that it works. And turning the light away, it is off, and now it's on. So yes, the circuit does work. Now this is some electronics, but what has to do with ROS? Not that much. It gets nicer if I would have this in a new ROS node, or at least in something that you subscribe to and you publish something, just like I did here. So how do I do that? Well, a subscriber is just that, but can it be a publisher as well? That is a very good question. And how do you make that once again? Well, a subscriber has a callback, and a publisher has, well, a publisher, it's completely different. On the other hand, why wouldn't you be able to use the callback and make a publisher in there? So I think I'm just going to do that and make this dependent on another file being the subscriber to the publisher. But where to do that? I think somewhere here. And RaspberryPi seems to be a good one. So let's go here from no light to say pub3 is RaspberryPi dot publisher, and then say public speaker 3. RaspberryPi dot Q size is 10, right? RaspberryPi dot init, and that should be node, not mode. Yeah, well, what can we do with this? A node called talker. Well, I have here that it says, where does it say talker? Why does it say talker anyway? It just talks. Fine. Talker 2 then. And anonymous is true. Same, and then rate is RaspberryPi dot rate 10. Say while not RaspberryPi dot is shut down, do something. And now the tricky thing is, how do I get that value out of there? Because it was also a long time in the beginning the question, how do I get a value sent over anyway? Because here it is a value that is being sent over, and here as well. So I still do then A is robot pi. Let's do that just the same. How many do I indent? 4. So I think one more. And those are the tricky questions, of course. Well, the other point is here I start RaspberryPi, and then I say if something is 1, if something is 0, and here I do it while it is different. So I better put this in front of it within this, and then if it is 0, then I think that is a better way, and not in here. If I can use a subscriber to publish, that's another one. Well, I have written some code, and finding on the internet I can't find the directly that you can't but in one file both subscribe and publish. So my initial idea was, depending on if there's light or not, create a publisher, which is maybe not that wise, because then you keep creating a publisher, and here you do something, you keep doing something. So probably I should put this somewhere here and then see how things work out. Let's see whatever happens. This is the new code. Publisher number 2, no, subscriber number 2. Set mode for the GPIO, board numbering, the pin 22 I used here already. So this is this. Then another callback. Exactly the same data, the same code, except it is now data 3 instead of data 2 like I have here. And if the 0 element is 1, then make the LED burn, if not, no light. That is the idea. Question is, will it work this way? And that's what I'm going to find out right now. So here I save this, here I save this, and let's find out how many errors I will get. Alright, starts fast. Well, not RaspberryPi is shut down. Syntax error, invalid syntax. Oh yeah, right. It is invalid syntax because it should be a colon instead of a semicolon. That is a good one. So, second try. And this apparently is working. So now I am starting Couldn't find an executable. Oh, that is a nice one. So now I am going to scroll back to find out how I did it, and I think I just have to run make, but I am not quite sure. So in order to speed that up, I'll quit the publisher, I'll quit this one, and now I can do it much faster. How do I make it? Do I make it anyway? Some pun intended. And this is all history. So this is going to be a big question. It's been a long time ago, and apparently it does need an executable somehow. And I can't find it as quickly as I like. Oh wait, I am already inside the creating lines. So I do think, yeah, too far in history. I am way too far in history now. Right, what I'm going to do is just say no targets to make. Alright, this needs some memory refreshing. Definitely. Okay, I did solve the error at last. First I had to make this new file executable. Then in this directory I had to do catkin make. Totally forgot about it. And then it had no real errors, except for the fact that somehow things don't quite work the way I expect. And then when you copy code, by all means do change code accordingly. So if you call this callback 3 and change all this to 3, by all means say alright, callback 3. And then things should happen. And then I noticed something else. It says it is already in use. Yes, it is, because I have it in use here. So actually I have to disable this. Let me stop this subscriber. Now it is out of it, so running again, and this time yes, everything of 22 is out of here. So now I should not be getting the error again, although it does, already in use. Anyway, let us see if something is happening. Alright, shining some light. However, there is remarkably little or remarkably nothing happening here. If anything at all. So why is that? Here everything is alright, or so it seems. When I press this switch, everything here turns into what it should be, including including the V-pass, but there's also quite some errors, and it says V-pass, and they can be called with different arguments. So I think I should review my code totally and then see what's happening. It might be very well that, oh, here's a listener and here's a listener. Alright, so if I define a listener like listener 2, that's a good one. Because here I had a listener as well that I use, and then I define a listener here. So here I actually should make a listener 2. That's a very good point. Let me save this and try again. Name listener is not defined. Now that's a good one. Yes, because let's do it like this. When you change it somewhere, change it somewhere else as well. Name listener is not defined. Then where should I define it anymore? Here. 2. more chance for now. Alright. Alright, I have to review the complete code now. I will, but not now. Next time. So, thank you for watching. What did I do? Well, I tested the whole thing. Added a new LED to be activated, shining a light and pressing the switch, and added some code, made a new file, doesn't run as yet, but that's up to next time. For now, that's it. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please donate to keep my website, blog and videos going. And this is obviously going to be continued. Bye bye.